I still remember the exact moment my heart shattered into a million pieces. It wasn't a dramatic scene from a movie, no slamming doors, no screaming matches. Just three words on my phone screen. It's over, Jess. And then, like salt in an open wound, the next message. I've met someone else. Someone else. Who? How? We'd been together for 5 years. 5 years of birthdays, vacations, whispered I love yous in the dark. But none of that mattered anymore. Because this someone else turned out to be an 18-year-old blonde named Kayla. And just like that, my entire world collapsed. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping coffee, thinking it's just another ordinary day. The sun is streaming through the windows, and for a second, life feels peaceful. Then your phone buzzes. You glance at it. Maybe it's a funny meme from a friend or a reminder about your dentist appointment. But no, it's your boyfriend of 5 years, the man you thought you'd marry, telling you he's leaving for a teenager. Let that sink in. The shock was like a physical blow. My hands started shaking so badly I dropped my mug. Coffee splattered everywhere, dark stains spreading across the floor like my tears. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. All I could do was stare at those messages, willing them to be a sick joke, but they weren't. And the worst part? He didn't even have the decency to say it to my face. He texted me. Like I was some random hookup, not the woman who'd shared his bed, his dreams, his life. I want you to understand something. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a betrayal so deep it felt like waking up in a nightmare. One day, I was planning our future, saving up for a house, talking about kids' names. The next, I was wiping mascara off my cheeks, staring at Instagram photos of him and Kayla grinning like they hadn't just destroyed me. And guess what? She looked exactly like I did at 18, exactly. Like he'd just picked a younger version of me off some twisted shelf. But here's what you need to know before we dive deeper. This story isn't just about pain. It's about survival. It is about the moment you realize your worth isn't defined by someone else's cruelty. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll see how karma has a way of flipping the script. But first, let me take you back to that awful day. Picture this, a bookstore, rainy afternoon, the kind of meet cute you'd see in a rom-com. He accidentally bumped into me, sending my latte flying. Cue the apologies, the lingering eye contact, the charm. It felt like fate. But here's the bitter truth. No accident was ever that perfectly scripted. Turns out he'd spotted me the week before at the gym, planned the whole thing. That's how they hook you. They sell you a fairy tale, and you want to believe it. Everyone warns you about the guy who is rude at bars. Nobody warns you about the one who quotes your favorite book, remembers your allergies, makes plans a year in advance. The lie isn't in the cruelty, it's in the performance. And by the time the curtain drops, you're already center stage, heart in your hands, and his hands, clutching the exit door. Looking back, the signs were there. I just didn't want to see them. The first red flag, his phone, always face down, always on silent. I hate notifications, he'd say, flashing that smile that could melt glaciers. But here's the truth. Nobody turns their phone off unless they're hiding something. Nobody. Then came the work trips. The ones where he'd vanish for 48 hours, leaving my texts unseen. No service at the cabin, he'd claim. But cabins have Wi-Fi, and 18-year-old blondes have iPhones. You know that gut punch when someone's late and you just know? I'd sit there, nails digging into my palms, staring at the door, thinking, if he walks in with Starbucks, maybe he stopped to cheat. Dark humor, it's how we survive. The real betrayal wasn't the lies. It was how he weaponized my trust, every excuse. Custom made to fit my empathy. Baby, you're so understanding, that's why I love you. Wrong. He loved that I'd swallow his stories without chewing. Here's what no one tells you. Red flags don't wave. They slither, quiet, camouflaged as little quirks. Until one day, you're holding that phone, the one he accidentally left unlocked, and there she is, your replacement. Smiling in the same coffee shop where he first kissed you. That text on his screen, AURL, hotelconfirmation.gov, clicked it, room 307, 2 towels, breakfast for 2. Signed, miss you already, K, stomach drop, hot rage crawling up your throat. That's not just betrayal, that's a blueprint, because cheaters, they're predictable. Same lies, same patterns, same stupid confidence you'll never look. Here's the kicker, when you finally see the game, you can't unsee it. He was lazy, left digital crumbs everywhere. Search history, deleted chats in the Notes app. That gym selfie with her shampoo bottle in the mirror. They always slip up. Now you've got choices. Walk away, sure, but dismantle his lies piece by piece first. Forward the receipt to his mom. Accidentally comment on her IG post with the hotel Wi-Fi password. Fun fact, karma works faster when you grease the wheels. And then she appeared 18, smile blinding like a toothpaste commercial. All fake innocence and strategically misplaced hair strands. But let me tell you who she really was. The kind of girl who leaves cherry red lipstick on wine glasses by accident. Who forgets her wallet but remembers every guy's Instagram handle. We've all seen her type stumbling in 5-inch heels she can't walk in, yet somehow climbing corporate ladders at warp speed. Here's the kicker. Her Instagram shows a curated modeling portfolio, same 3. Poses in bathroom mirrors worldwide. Reverse image search. Boom. Stock photos with the watermark crudely cropped out. Ever heard a predator roar in a sheep's voice? That's her giggling, oops, didn't mean to text your boyfriend at 2 a.m. So there I was, as the remote and hand-written weapon of a betrayed woman, ever bottled rage so hot it turns to silence. That's how I confronted him. No scripted screams, just the jagged sound of my voice breaking on one question. 18? Seriously? His phone buzzed her name, flashing like a neon kick me sign. I threw it. Watched it skid under the fridge where his dignity died. Here's what they done to tell you about breakups. The loudest moments crack your ribs, but it's the quiet after that shatters you. Like when I realized mid-sob he'd already packed his gym shoes. Not the sentimental hoodie I loved, just his precious squat rack essentials. That's when laughter bubbled up, ugly unhinged. Because girl, when they book hotel rooms in your city but lie about business trips, they're not just cheating. They're auditioning for a prison documentary. Remember this, manipulators panic when you stop reacting. So when Kay's accidental nudes popped up on his iPad later, I screen recorded every pixel, not for revenge. For the PowerPoint I'll project at his grandma's birthday, cue the receipts. Because Kay's perfect Instagram feed, a curated lie. And I was about to weaponize every pixel. Ever seen those side-by-side collages where influencers pose in bikinis versus reality? I made one better, with timestamps, hotel receipts, and damning screenshots of him begging me for rent money while booking her 5-star suite using my airline miles. Hit post at 3 a.m. when both were sleeping. Algorithm did the rest. By dawn, her thirsty followers recognized the Louis Vuitton bag and his hand, same one stolen from my closet last Valentine's. Faux friend messages flooded him. Fan comments turned forensic. Ever seen a man delete his LinkedIn over a comment section? The kicker, 927 Reddit shares. His startup investors who loved his family values branding got emails with receipts as attachments. Now, guess who ghosted their Burning Man business trip? Revenge isn't messy when you let their own lies carve the knife. And then like clockwork, the texts asserted. First, accidental voice notes with dramatic sighs. Then full paragraphs about growth and realizing what really matters. Classic. Here's the kicker. His new 18-year-old soulmate ghosted him after his social media imploded. Suddenly, my silent strength was his new obsession. But let's get raw. Why do they always crawl back when you stop caring? It's not about love, it's about control. Think about it. That late night, I miss you. It's a probe to see if you're still hooked. The tearful voicemail about regrets. A test to measure your pain against his ego. I've been there. You've been there. That gut punch when your phone lights up with their name after months of silence. Here's what you do. Become a black hole. Steam and cards. Phone on silent. That's when they unravel. Imagine his confusion when his performative guilt got zero reactions, not even anger. Just space. 3 weeks later, he showed up at my gym, mumbling about closure, the audacity. But here's the magic. When you've already burned the evidence, recycled the hoodies, and rewritten your story without them, no, 'tis like freedom. Funny how their epiphanies always arrive after their backup plans fail. Remember, if he preferred the easy option, let him drown in that choice. While he was still groveling, I was already in Barcelona posting rooftop margarita videos tagged near his investor's office. Emotional revenge. It's letting them watch you move on forever. And just like that, my world didn't end. His? Well, let's just say karma has a sharper tongue than I ever did. The nights I spent crying, they turned into mornings where I forgot his middle name. The panic attacks, replaced with espresso shots and unanswered DMs. Here's how you flip the script. First ditch the moving on timeline. Healing isn't a straight line. It's a midnight flight to Lisbon with one shoe missing, laughing at the chaos. Pro tip. Block him during layovers. The altitude makes it 37% more satisfying. Second, rewrite your worth. That voice whispering you're not enough, mute it. How? Every time he pops into your head, text a friend 2 toxic things you don't miss. Remember when he ... send. Watch those trauma bonds unravel like his cheap ponytail extensions. Finally, weaponize silence. When he inevitably slithers back with, I made a mistake, say nothing. Not a shrug. Not a meme. Let that emptiness echo, because the ultimate power move, letting rot taste his own medicine. So here's where the real magic happens, when the silence speaks louder than his empty apologies ever could. You've just witnessed the ultimate power move, walking away with your dignity intact while he is left scrambling for crumbs of your attention. No screaming matches, no social media meltdowns, just you, thriving in the glow of his regret. Now imagine this, months from now when he's drowning in the mess he created, and you're living proof that karma doesn't just knock, it kicks doors down. That's the transformation waiting for you when you choose yourself first. But enough about me, let's make this your moment. Click that subscribe button now, because next week's video exposes the exact phrases that make toxic exes panic when they realize you've moved on. The first 200 commenters will get a free guide on how to spot love bombing before S2. Late drop a karma below if you've ever had an ex crawl back after mistreating you. And here is your final reminder. The best revenge isn't hatred. It is the life you build without them. Mic drop.